Hi friends, welcome back again to my channel. How have you been? For real though, how have you been? I really want to know how you are doing in the comment section. Like, comment how you are doing. This week has been crazy. How is your mental health? Are you fine? Like, a lot has happened this new month, but in all things we thank God. My heartfelt condolences to the families that have lost loved ones in this 1 week. It has been a crazy week actually, but thank God we are here. We're so grateful. If you are new to my channel, hi, I am DDSN. Where have you been? I've been longing to meet you. So today I'm going to be talking about my salvation journey, basically my journey with God over the years. My parents brought us up in a very Christian family. My dad is a pastor, so I basically grew up in church. He brought us up like basically on the Bible. Do you understand? Like, we grew up knowing God, we grew up knowing who God is through our parents. And through the journey, like, I saw everything. It can be really challenging growing up as a pastor's daughter. One of these days I'll take out time to say how it has been actually being a pastor's daughter. So normally I would gist with my mom and I'll be like, Mommy, ministry is really what I wouldn't want to be in. See you guys going through all this stress, caring for people. Sometimes you don't even have time for your family. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'll just prefer I support the ministry from afar. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to be close to it. I don't want to really be into this God thing. And I remember her telling me, Edikan, you guys don't have a choice. I have dedicated all of you to the altar and you don't have a choice but to serve God, and really not just serve God from a distance and really be in it. A part of me was a little bit like,
why would you just say that about my life? I mean, I can easily decide what I want with my life.
That was a little bit intense for me. And to actually dedicate all your children to the altar and be like, God, you do whatsoever you want to do with these kids and nothing else. Now let's get right into the story. When my service came up, maybe my call up letter came up, I was very, very excited because honestly, I know other Christian children can relate with this. If you grew up in this background, like staunch Christian background, you know that it can be very boring because normally we'll fast. Nobody wants to fast. Nobody wants to be reading Bible from 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. Like most of the times, in fact, in our house, we used to read Bible from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. just reading the Bible, and that was really boring for me. Going to church, if I'm home, my life is literally revolved around church, and I'm like, what kind of life is this? I cannot wait to live this life. I felt like I was in a cage and I could not wait to explore the world. So when my call-up letter came, I was so excited, and it was Abuja. Like, finally, gosh, finally I'm going to go to the streets and explore the world and have fun. Then mommy and daddy is not going to see me. I'm going to have the time of my life. I'm going to have the time of my life. And I really didn't know the plans God had for me. So I remember getting a house in Abuja, and the next thing, I had a neighbor that was all up in my case. Up till today, I still believe that God kept her there for a reason. If not, only God knows what my life would have turned into. So I had this neighbor, and she was all up in my case. She was just like my second mom, my friend, my sister. She was literally like my everything at that period of time. She was like someone that God kept to call me, because had it been she was not kept there, I would have turned to something else. She used to take me to church. She would take me to Mountain of Fire. If you are in Nigeria, you know how Mountain of Fire churches are. She would take me to Mountain of Fire. She would take me for Shiloh. She would literally be banging my door. It's time for church. And I was like, what is the meaning of this? I just ran away from my parents, and you are here policing me to be in church. And at some point my friends were like,
Edikan, what are you doing in Mountain of Fire? Are you looking for the fruit of the womb?
Do you understand? But at some point she kept telling me, Edikan, I'm preparing you. I used to think that she'll be with me forever because I loved her so much, and up till now I still love her. I'll be like, what's she even saying that she'll she's gonna leave me soon. So she would tell me, I'm actually preparing you. I don't know what I'm preparing you for, but I just feel I'm preparing you for a season.
In my mind, I'm like, just stop saying that you're going to literally be together. Anywhere you go, I'm going to be with you.
That was when my journey with God started. I rededicated my life to God. I started following God. And not like I had any serious problem. Maybe my village people was pursuing me. And like I just started having this longing for God again. This was now aside what my mom and dad taught me, and I started knowing God for myself. So I got a PPA. From my PPA, and I got another job. So I was like working 2 jobs. So I remember in this job, anything I would ask God, He would just give it to me. God literally took care of me. He's still taking care of me though, but I'm just trying to say that during my service here, He was so intentional about me. He would give me my needs as at the time. I remember going to this second job. That was when I knew that God could bless you even in little. They were literally dashing me money almost every day of my life. Like I was favored in all aspects. And let me backtrack. Now, before I came to Abuja, I actually sold all my money to God. I'm like, Lord, I'm coming into this city. I don't know anybody. The only person I knew then was my then boyfriend. So I'm like, you know what? If you know you're not going to come into this city with me, just cancel this NYC. Because I don't want to come into Abuja alone. I want to come into Abuja with you throughout this journey. I want you with me. None of my family members are here. I just want you with me in this city. So I sold all my money to God. That was crazy though. I sold everything I had in my account to God. I'm like, Lord, just take over the whole process. So coming here, he actually came through. He was literally providing every single thing, because I mean, thinking about it now, how was I even paying a rent of 300,000 naira with a 50,000 naira salary? I was favored back to back to back. Like if I just say, Lord, I need this, I'm not even joking, maybe that evening or the next day He's giving it to me. Like that's what if you know me very well, you know that I call God my sugar daddy. So now if there's something I don't joke with, is actually my relationship with God. During this process, yes, I was still having my relationship with God. Yes, I was still praying. Like before I go to work, I make sure I soak in His presence, like 5 a.m. in the morning. And I know that I'm starting my day right. You know, I'm feeling very refreshed that okay, I've talked to my Father and everything is sorted out. But I was still having sex, I was still drinking, I was still doing other things. Sex in the fact that like I was in a relationship, so definitely I'll be having sex. I was still flowing and all that. Now, my pastor, my late pastor, God bless his soul, Pastor Ezekiel Etam, he's passionate about marriage and premarital sex. He kept talking about premarital sex, but I was just on and off, you know. Maybe if I'm out of his presence, I'm having it, but if I'm back listening to his message, I'll feel all sober and all that. This is where the dealings of the Holy Spirit started. But I just noticed that each time I have sex, I wouldn't be able to pray, I wouldn't be able to connect with God. You know those times that you're a baby Christian, you know, ask God for anything, He'll give it to you. You sin and come back, you know, and still flow with Him and still talk with Him. He will receive you back. I think I had passed the I was leaving the baby Christian level to the next stage now. So I just noticed that each time I have sex, I would literally struggle to talk to Him. This was somebody I would easily talk to, or maybe if I'm talking to Him, I'm already flowing in the spirit. I'm having fun, I'm enjoying His presence, I'm having fun with my Father, just like normal father and daughter talk now. Like I'll literally have fun and talk with Him, and I'll be fine. I'll not be like, Jesus died for me, my sins are forgiven. As long as I told Him I'm sorry about it, I mean, He has forgiven me, right? This was another stage. The Holy Spirit started dealing with me. Like each time I have sex, I'll literally struggle to talk to Him. Like I'll struggle for like 2 months. I can't flow with Him the same way I would flow when I'm not having sex. So I'll be like, okay, I think I should stop. So now I stopped having sex, but the decision was not really permanent. Like I stopped having sex for the meantime. I don't know how to put it. At some point, I started frustrating my then boyfriend because maybe we stay for like there was actually one we had to stay for like 9 months, no sex. That was crazy, and he was trying to understand like, why would you starve me? Why are you starving me? Like, because the truth is that your journey with God is very personal. You cannot really explain it for people to actually understand you, except they are in the same process. So I didn't blame him for not understanding the journey, but I was even feeling bad for like having to punish somebody or make somebody go through that with me. Meanwhile, I would have maybe done that alone or maybe left the relationship. The same process kept going. I will leave this relationship, enter another one, start the same no sex thing, then I probably fall into it. It kept going on like that. I was now struggling with my relationship with God. So I'm like, you know what? This is it. I've heard you. I'm not taking your relationship with me for granted, so I'm actually going to stop having sex. I stopped having sex, but I was still drinking and having fun and all. And one thing I noticed about the sex part was like, it was a little bit beneficial for me because I'm meeting you, I'm not having sex with you, so I don't even have nothing to lose, right? So I now saw it as a way of God trying to protect me from unnecessary things that I'm supposed to be healing from, like in the future. He has already stopped me, because whether you like it or not, when you have sex, you are unequally yoked with this person. You guys are sharing flesh and blood. So if you guys break up, that is another round of heartbreak that you're not even supposed to go through in the first place. So I'm like, okay, I think this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be easy. I understand you're protecting me from things that I'm not supposed to go through, and I kept on going like that. So 2 months, I'll be 3 months, I can't really tell. I now notice that each time I take alcohol, like the same thing that happens to me when I have sex was now the same thing that was happening to me when I take alcohol. That was crazy, right? that was crazy. Now this thing kept coming and I kept ignoring it. I'm like, not like I'm even a drunkard.
If you know me very well, you know that I love bellies. I love bellies. I love red wine, like especially Aggo.
If you know about this Aggo drink, comment it. I want to know, like, Aggo lovers. Like, I love Aggo so much. That is one of my best drinks. Maybe once in a while when I go out with my friends, I take spirit, and I just noticed that each time I take alcohol, I'll now struggle to talk to God. I will struggle to pray. I will struggle. And you guys, if you are close to me, you know that I don't even see my relationship with my sugar daddy. I call him my sugar daddy. Actually, when I talk about sugar daddy, just know that I'm talking about God. So I now notice that each time I take alcohol, the same thing that happens to me when I have sex started happening to me. And it kept coming to my spirit. Stop drinking alcohol, and I kept ignoring it. I'm like, no, you've taken away sex from me. I'm cool with it. Why would you want to take alcohol from me? That really humbled me. I won't even lie. Like that humbled me, and it kept coming. I was ignoring. I'm like, you know what? See this one. That is a no-go area. How do I even explain this to people? How do I even explain this to my friends? I'm going out with them. I'm hanging out with them. What do I say? Lord, this part that you're taking me on is actually a very lonely part. So how do you even want me to even process this? So I kept ignoring. I kept moving on. Not until one day, one of those Sundays, I remember going for my friend's house party. Took alcohol. In fact, they even played a game. We took we took spirit. I had fun. It was on a Saturday night, and the next morning was church. I remember going to church that morning. My pastor was not even talking about alcohol that day, and it just came strongly to my spirit again. I've told you to stop alcohol. And this time around it was very strong and very subtle. I really don't know how to explain it. And I just kept crying. Because I'm like, this path you want me to walk on is actually a very lonely path. You even know the generation I'm in. Like, how do I even set myself apart like this? I'm gonna miss out on a lot throughout the 4 services, because normally when I'm in church on Sundays, I normally stay for the 4 services because I actually enjoy, like I said, my sugar daddy's presence. I enjoy it so much. And I remember the 4 services, I just kept crying and begging and be like, God, this path is not just a path you want to touch. This one is painful. Why do you want to touch this path? And all that. So look at me begging God and thinking that maybe he was going to change his mind or something. I came back that day, still sober, woke up in the night to pray. And I just kept crying. And I'm like, you know what? I've heard you. I'm actually going to stop drinking. Now, I thought that was all. People of God, you think that is all? No. Okay, so no sex anymore till I get married. So this is me coming out, because before now I would do it in private and be like, okay, no sex in private and no alcohol. But when I was asking God, what do you want me to talk about in the next video, and when he brought this to my mind, I'm like, no, like I don't think I'm ready to share this. I don't think I'm ready to let the world know about this. Or he kept, when I tried, I'm like trying to get out another topic, this kept coming to my mind. I'm like, okay, you know what, maybe it's time to share it. And this is me coming out publicly to say that I don't know how this journey is gonna be. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit lonely. I'm very much aware of that. I'm very much aware of what I'm going into. But I'm just going to trust God in this journey. I'm going to just trust Him. But this time around, I'm not going to do it in secret. I'm going to come out openly and do this. And just maybe, if you're also in this kind of journey, you know that you are not alone. Trust me, you have been having the dealings of the Holy Spirit. I want you to know that we are in this together. It's actually a very personal journey. Yes. So that is just what I wanted to say. If also on this path, I pray that God gives you the grace, gives us the grace to go on this path. So that being said, I'm leaving it all. Premarital sex and alcohol. These 2 things are really outstanding for me. Like it's a big thing for me. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to come here and form like, oh my God, I've got this covered. I have this all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. So we are going through this journey together. I don't know if you get my point. I'm even going to be updating how it's like. Everything. I'm not going to be hiding anything from you guys. I'm going to be updating and telling you how the journey is and how it is going. The struggle, everything I'm going to be updating. But anything for my sugar daddy, right? Anything for him. So yes. So that being said, thank you so much. If you're able to watch this video up till now, you're an OG. I love you so much. And thank you for supporting my channel. I don't even take this for granted. So yeah, let's begin this journey together. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Love you.